Loot boxes and skin gambling are two of the biggest ongoing issues in the games industry right now. Most gamers hate the fact that these things exist, but they just make too much damn money. And according to this new report, they're only going to keep making more money.
According to a new report by Juniper Research, the market for loot boxes and skins gambling will generate $50 billion in consumer spending by the year 2022. Juniper points out that just under $30 billion will be spent this year by consumers on loot boxes and skins. What is particularly interesting about the report is that they strongly call for a crackdown on skin gambling in games like Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Juniper cite a study conducted by the UK Gambling Commission last year, which found 11% of 11 to 16-year-olds in the UK, which is about 500,000 people, had engaged in skin betting. The research firm said, quote, Juniper strongly recommends regulation for skin trading and gambling in an attempt to both prevent youth participation and remove malicious actors who run sites which steal skins or shortchange users.
So this is very unusual for Juniper to do this. They are essentially a research company, but they come out and say this has to be regulated, stating that 11% of 11 to 16-year-olds in the UK have gambled on these skins. And that was a report by the UK Gambling Commission, stating that as evidence that this thing needs to stop. And as well as like the third-party skin betting sites, some famous YouTubers set up their own site to try and scam some money, but that's a separate issue. But this leads to the fact that this thing needs to be regulated. And if even what should be an impartial research company coming out and saying, using this language, this needs to be regulated, it says a lot for the state of the situation.
Yeah, that's right. They're not only saying this is bad, they're saying this is bad, we need to do something about this. It's a bit more kind of motivated and.
Juniper also points to Valve and their Steam platform as a large facilitator of skins gambling, although they do recognise Valve has started to crack down on third-party skin betting sites. However, Juniper say the Steam community marketplace has allowed skin gambling to flourish by allowing users to convert in-game items to cash by selling them to other users. It's also worth mentioning that Steam takes a 5% cut of any transaction made through the Steam community market. Juniper said, quote, the market for skins is huge, with over 6 billion items listed at once. Steam makes money from these transactions, hence the reluctance to shut the practice down.
So Valve and Steam, we do talk about them a lot on this channel. They do kind of get they cop a lot of criticism from people like us and stuff for not doing things, and because they're so big and they've got so much responsibility. I guess this is exactly what we're talking about. This is an analyst firm, research company saying Valve and Steam are like facilitating a large part of the problem. This $50 billion, okay, that's a lot of money and that's good for the economy and stuff, but think about where this is coming from. It's 11% of 11 to 16-year-olds. They're participating in it, and that's a lot of kids who are doing something that is kind of like gambling and it isn't 100% okay. So they're pointing the finger at Valve specifically and saying they need to do something about this. They have done a little bit, but it's not enough. They're even pointing out the fact that because it makes so much money, that's why they haven't chosen to act, which is, again, strong words for a company like this.
Yeah. They say that Valve have done a bit to crack down on third-party sites. Why do you think they do that? Because it's
competition.
Money out of their pocket, essentially, because they make 5% of any loot boxes. After you sell the game, Valve make 30% on any game that gets sold on the platform, right? But as well as that, in-game purchases, they get a cut of that too. They get 5% of any transactions on the Valve marketplace as well. So they're just making a killing out of this extra content, the loot boxes, as well as the skin betting. Yeah. They're making loads of money off it. You think that this year, the number itself astounded me, just under $30 billion this year in skin betting and loot boxes. And Valve are getting a huge cut of that. Do they want to crack down on this? No, they don't, because they're making loads of money hand over fist. And it's at the expense of people like us, right? Or the youth, the people who might have gambling problems. We're the ones that feel the brunt of that, right? And they're not going to do anything unless we as a community rise up and say, Steam, this isn't right. You shouldn't be doing this. It's at the expense of us, right? I mean, Steam they're never going to do anything about it while they're making so much money, and nobody's raising it. Not enough people, at least, are saying, Valve, Steam, this needs to be sorted because it isn't right.
I think the issue with skin gambling and stuff as well, and that is the product of loot boxes. That's the thing that comes out of the loot box that you can then, that has value because of how rare it is, and then you can sell it on to someone else. That's what the problem is here, and the betting and stuff as well. What it feels like to me is that it's not that particular aspect of it, that like skins betting and gambling and selling stuff on. I feel like if you don't participate in that, then you're not very aware of it. Like you won't, it's not like something that's in your face. You've got to go look for those kind of sites. You've got to go look for that part of Steam to take part in it, if you know what I mean. So it can be easy to just let this go like an undercurrent and nobody really, if you're not involved in it, then you don't care about it, you don't know what's going on. It shows that a lot of kids in the UK are participating, and to the point that this independent research company are going, hang on a minute, this is bad and something needs to change. So it is something that we should be more aware of as well. I think that is the issue, saying not enough of us are kind of calling out. I don't think enough of us are actually aware of it in the first place.
So have you guys ever taken part in skin gambling? Were you even aware that that was a thing? Let us know down in the comments below. Like the video if you've enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new around here. Check out some more of our content on the screen there. You can support the channel by heading to Patreon on the link there. And we'll see you again in the next video. Until then, bye for now.